Hello everybody, welcome back to class. Hope you all had a good first day at school yesterday. And I can see all you are here without a fucking book in hand. So it looks like our school system has already failed you guys. Jesus, that's gotta be some kind of record. And since none of you did the homework on pseudo-dragon mating rituals, I suppose we should move on to the next subject in the syllabus. Oh, look at that. I suppose this will be useful after yesterday's class. Alright students, take a seat. Today we're gonna be talking about the spell system and its many mechanics. Now if you're one of the students who has yet to cast a simple light cantrip, I'm not going to name names, you know who you are, then you better pay attention because by the time I'm done with this lesson, you'll be so good with spells that you'll be casting fireballs from your armpit and power word kill from your dick. Concentration, it's pretty self-explanatory. When you cast a spell that requires concentration, it means you have to be focusing on the spell for the effects to take place. For example, let's say you want to pop an invisibility spell and go sneaking and snooping around the king's castle because your rogue traded your goblin slave for a shiny new dagger. And I know you can just go buy another one, but god damn it, Clorgan really pulled his weight in the last battle, and I'll be damned if I have to potty train a new one. And god forbid you step on a Lego in said king's castle. Any damage you take while under concentration, you have to make a constitution saving throw. The DC is 10 or half of the damage, whichever is highest. Each instance of damage is a saving throw, so spells that hit multiple times, like Magic Missile or any multi-attack, would make you roll for each instance. This rule is mostly thrown out by DMs to instead take the damage combined and make you roll the saving throw for that, but its rules is written, so take it or leave it. Spell levels. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can't cast a spell if you aren't the level that you need to be to use the spell. So if you're one of those level 4 wizards that have been trying to cast Wish for the past 3 hours, then stop it. You're ugly, disgusting, I'm gonna kill you. Give me $200. Let's say you're, I don't know, an extremely handsome 6th level wizard with a cool blue t-shirt and hat. Looking at the wizard spell table found in the player's handbook, you have 4 first level spell slots, 3 second level, and 3 third level. This means you can cast first level spells 4 times, second level 3 times, and so on. However, if you have a spell slot of higher level than a spell you want to cast, you can cast it using that higher spell slot. For example, casting Magic Missile with a second level spell slot. Some spells even get stronger when you upcast them, so keep that in mind next time you cast Bless and there are more than 3 members of your party. No, seriously, I've seen people murder to get a cleric to bless them. I would. And I have. And I'll do it again! Bonus action casting. Most spells take 1 action to cast, however some can take different amounts of time, like 10 minutes, or with a bonus action, which frees up your action to cast another spell.
Actually, if you cast a spell with a bonus action, you can't cast another leveled spell. You can only cast a cantrip with the casting time of 1 action. However, that does not apply to reaction spells like Counterspell, since that's on technically a different round of combat and you can still cast it. If you're a fighter, you can also use Action Surge and cast another spell. Pair that with something like Eldritch Blast and you could just be shooting out blasts all over the place.
Whoa, 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 who the hell are you?
Oh, hi, I'm Cole.
What are you doing under my desk?
Well, you said this is where nerds go, and it was either this or the school lockers, but I picked this one because it's actually in class.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you are a fucking nerd. Well, we have like 3 minutes left of class, so you might as well stay under there.
Oh, okay, sorry for interrupting.
Yes, okay, technically, yes, he's correct. If you cast a spell with a bonus action, you can't then cast a leveled spell as an action, since it would be extremely draining on the caster. So to summarize, you can't cast 2 fireballs at once, as awesome as that would be. But there are ways around that. Verbal, somatic, and material components. Nothing in this world is free, people. Even the arcane arts requires you to do at least something for you to harness its power. In walks verbal, somatic, and material components. Verbal means that you must say something to cast the spell. Somatic means you must move your hands, and material means you need an item. Spell focus. This is something almost every spellcaster needs. A spell focus will replace any material component that has no gold cost. So if you're a cheap fuck, which we all know you are, then get your butt over to the store and fork over that cash, baby. This is the best long-term investment you're ever gonna make. Your spell focus can be a wand, staff, crystal ball, holy symbol, instrument, or even component pouch. Range. Pretty much how far something needs to be for them to get sniped, double tap, 360 no scoped, MLG JFK'd by your level 1 firebolt. Spell schools. One aspect of magic that is often overlooked are the spell schools, which are basically categories by which magic is organized. Each school of magic has its own function, like abjuration consisting of defensive spells and spells that disable other spells, conjuration is summoning items, creatures, or even portals, and divination is the magic of knowledge consisting of seeing into the future, speaking to animals, or even detecting poison or other creatures. If a spell falls into one of the categories, most likely it's going to correspond with one of those categories. Except for evocation. I don't know why the hell there are healing spells in there, but there are. Ritual casting, meaning you can cast a spell without a spell slot if you take 10 extra minutes to cast it. Now keep in mind, only wizards can cast spells as rituals unless they take the ritual caster feat, which could even make a virgin like you cast a spell that might actually bring your dad home. But let's be real, it's a feat, not a miracle. Now slow down there, slugger. This doesn't mean that you can just cast wish every 10 minutes whenever you feel like it. The spell must have a prerequisite saying that it is a ritual spell. If not, then it's not going to work. And don't go commenting no's in my comment section. I don't make the rules, I just report them.
I feel better now!
Saving throws and spell save DC. Spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency plus your spell casting ability mod, intelligence, charisma, or wisdom, depending on what class you're playing. Basically, if you're casting a spell that requires a saving throw, this number is going to determine whether or not the enemy succeeds or fails, and or whether or not the spell is going to take effect or not. And if you get hit with a spell that requires a saving throw, then obviously it will go off their spell save DC and not yours, you friggin' narcissist. Spell attack bonus. This is pretty easy, it's just your proficiency plus your spell ability modifier. This is only for attack spells, and this will tell you whether your spell is going to be a scorching ray or a scorching gay. Because it's not flying straight, and your spell attack bonus determines how accurate the spell is. Why aren't you laughing? Preparing spells. So after a long rest, you're able to prepare a number of spells, almost like a video game loadout. Wizards, clerics, paladins, and druids can all do this. However, wizards take from their spellbook and others take from any spell from their class as long as they meet the level requirement. So theoretically, a cleric could go to bed and wake up with a completely new set of spells for the next day, given to them by their big daddy up in the sky. Sorcerers and bards cannot do this, and rangers too, but they don't fucking matter.
That's all you're gonna get! 2 spells mods, 2 spells! You don't get any more than that!
Pact magic, the magic that warlocks use. The class that has a pathetic amount of spell slots but probably the most damage output. Because a person with pact magic basically has a set of spells and every spell they cast is at max level. They have fewer spells, however they're stronger. An example, Armor of Agathis will always be cast at the highest spell slot that a warlock can cast up to level 5. Past 5th level, spells are used with Mystic Arcanum, which is 1 spell slot for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells. Pact magic slots recharge in a short rest because they have patron privilege, but Mystic Arcanum is like normal spell slot and recharge after a long rest. Did I mention that spell slots recharge after a long rest? Jesus Christ, if you didn't know that, then the school system really failed you. Reaction spells, a spell you can cast on anyone's turn as long as the conditions are met. For example, if anybody uses a spell and it's not your turn, you can choose to cast counterspell. You can only do this once and then you must wait until your turn to do it again.
I'm done.
So there's the entire spell system backwards and forwards, side to side and anus to other anus. I don't know, man. I'm starting to fade. Teacher needs a swig. Alright, everyone. I'm ending class a bit early today because, I don't know, I'm too sober to come up with a good excuse. Class dismissed.